Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. Welcome back to Mokba 11. Today we'll be discussing news regarding AC Milan and Rasmus Højlund, and also we'll be giving a quick recap on Rasmus Højlund's career at Manchester United so far, where it went wrong and what we could have done better, and hopefully we don't repeat with Benjamin Sesko. But before I get into that, 68.4% of you guys are not subscribed, so I urge you guys to subscribe, and also let me know your thoughts on this transfer from Rasmus Højlund to AC Milan. Fabrizio Romano reported that AC Milan keep advancing on Rasmus Højlund deal with Man United. Talks ongoing on player side to discuss the project as Højlund is opening doors to AC Milan. 6 million euros loan fee, 45 million euros buy option clause, and salary covered. Details revealed last week. Agreement closer. Now, obviously, it was well known that AC Milan wanted him, but Rasmus Højlund essentially said no. He wants to stay at Man United. He doesn't want to downgrade, but Rasmus Højlund is now opening the doors to AC Milan. So initially, it would be 6 million loan. It will be a 6 million loan, and there will be an option to buy him for 45 million. Now, will they buy him for 45 million? Obviously, it depends how he does. But I think it's very highly unlikely. I don't think he's going to perform to the level where they're going to go, yes, 45 million, he's worth that. To be honest, I'm very happy for this because obviously Rasmus Højlund, he wasn't really in the plans of Ruben Amorim. He's more of a style of player that Ruben Amorim likes, but it's just the quality of Rasmus Højlund that is not good enough. Now, what else does this mean for players like Xerxes, Chido, etc.? For Xerxes, obviously, it means more game time. Obviously, Ruben Amorim, he prefers him to play as a 10, but the thing is, we're not going to be going for another striker. So if Sesko needs rest, then Xerxes, he's going to be able to play as striker. Obviously, there also could be Cunha as striker or Mbeumo as striker. We've even seen Ruben Amorim try some stuff with Mason Mount as striker. So we never know. It basically means more game time for the squad in general. Now, Chido Obi Martin as well, one of the younger players, he could get himself some game time as well. And also, let's say AC Milan trigger that buy option. That could potentially free up some more money for Baleba next summer if we don't get him this summer. The only issue for next summer will be that more clubs will be interested in Baleba, and that will make it a lot more difficult for us to sign him anyway. So Rasmus Højlund, he joined us at the back end of July, on the 29th of July in 2023 for £72 million, including £8 million add-ons. Obviously, Erik ten Hag at that stage, he wanted a Rasmus Højlund type player, but he wanted Harry Kane and the younger player to be learning from Harry Kane, obviously, because he couldn't rely on Anthony Martial to stay fit, which was very apparent because Rasmus Højlund ended up playing majority of the season since Anthony Martial went injured. I don't think Martial actually played a single game for Man United in 2024, like the year itself, from January to the end of the season, unless that Bournemouth 3-0 game was in January. But yeah, no preseason for Rasmus Højlund. He had no preseason. He came at the end of it, and even if he hadn't come at the end of it, he was still injured. The guy literally came in and he was injured. He missed the first few games of the season, obviously having his debut against Arsenal, which excited a lot of people. He actually played very well. He was bullying defenders. In my opinion, should have won a penalty, but it is what it is. Now, this was now 2 seasons ago. There's no point moaning about it. But Rasmus Højlund, in that debut, he looked very exciting. Now, obviously in the Champions League, yes, we were actually in the Champions League not long ago. He was the top scorer in the group stages. He scored 5 goals in 6 games, so almost 1 goal per game ratio. And people thought, okay, yeah, this guy, he is the real deal. If we build on him, he is going to be the Man United striker for the next God knows how many years. And to be honest with you, obviously a lot of people were factoring in his Premier League form at the time, which I will get into. But in my opinion, based on how he performed in the Champions League, I was going, okay, there is a player there. I still think there is a player there, but I don't think Man United is going to work out for him. I think the bridges are burnt. I think the fans really despise him. I'm not one of them. And I think his confidence at Man United is just completely done. I think he needs completely new surroundings, maybe in a whole different country. AC Milan, in my opinion, would suit him as well, especially in a league where it's a lot slower. A player who's as physical and fast as him, and actually a good finisher in my opinion, when he gets the chances, will get a lot of goals. We've seen it, for example, for Randal Kolomwani, and in my opinion, Rasmus Højlund, I think he can be way better than Randal Kolomwani in the future. It just depends on how you develop him. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he had a slow start to the Premier League season, and slow is an understatement because it was horrific, okay? Because his first game almost came in the year 2024. It came on the 26th of December in a 3-2 win against Aston Villa. We went 2-0 down. I think it was Garnacho scored twice and Højlund scored once. I didn't watch that game, to be super honest with you. I was away. But yeah, that's like the first goal he scored for Man United in the Premier League, obviously having those tears, etc., which a lot of people were excited by. They were like, yes, passionate, etc. But in my opinion, I go, come on. I know it took you very long. It took you very long. Pretend like you belong here, okay? I pretend like you belong here. But at the end of the season, his stats were very promising. He scored 16 goals and 2 assists in all competitions. Obviously, 5 of the goals came in the Premier League. He didn't score in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. 10 goals and 2 assists came from the Premier League alone. And obviously, he had that very exciting end to the season, scoring against Newcastle, scoring against Brighton, having that great cameo against City in the FA Cup final, etc. People were like, okay, can he build up on this? Obviously, a lot of people at that stage had already given up on him, but majority of the fans were still on his side. Majority of the fans were still in the belief of, okay, it was his first season, he did okay, now can he build on that? And obviously he didn't build on it, because the following season he only scored 4 goals in the Premier League, and obviously there were still 6 goals in the Europa League. I think he still got 2 assists in the Europa League as well. His stats in the Europa League were good, but you have to factor in the opposition that he had. In the Champions League, at least it was Bayern Munich, it was Galatasaray, it was those teams. In the Europa League, it was like Victoria Pills and those teams, you know, farmers. Rasmus Højlund, drastic fall off, very unfortunate, especially considering that from November to the end, he was playing in a system where a player like him is preferred, like a player of his style is preferred in such a system. So the fact that he couldn't perform to the level that is required at Man United shows really how low his confidence is, essentially. Because the guy, everything he was doing in his first season, he was not doing anymore. He didn't know how to hold up the ball. His build-up play, his link-up play was significantly better in his first season than it was in the second season. Like, literally every aspect of his game got worse, and I think that's all due to confidence. And I think Man United went wrong in the sense of signing him and expecting him to be the main striker. And I know they were expecting Martial to be the main striker and Rasmus Højlund as the backup, but you can't rely on Anthony Martial to stay fit. If anything, Anthony Martial should be like the backup, or he should be the starter whose minutes get managed, etc. Rasmus Højlund, he needs someone who is going to stay fit, who is going to be able to back him up. Obviously, we made a few mistakes as well, where we could have just played Sancho on the wing, Rashford up top, Højlund as a backup whenever Martial was unfit. But it is what it is. Everything happened. Everything happens for a reason. Rasmus Højlund, hopefully he succeeds at AC Milan. I genuinely wish the best for him, because at the end of the day, he never caused any problems. He always tried his best. We just essentially killed him. Like, in my opinion, the fans is what kills majority of the players, not including some guys like Alejandro Garnacho. That guy, I think we killed him in the sense of we overrated him, essentially, which obviously boosted his confidence to levels where he goes into arrogance rather than confidence. But yeah, Rasmus Højlund, I think we failed him more than he failed us, but now he has an opportunity to go at AC Milan. We have an opportunity to make money out of him. This, I think, is the best for all parties involved, AC Milan, Man United and Rasmus Højlund. I hope he smashes it. I hope we get that money from the option to buy. And yeah, I mean, hopefully he has a great career, and hopefully we can move forward as a club and just, you know, forget about him. Obviously, I know Man United fans, they have a tendency to hate watch former players or managers that they don't like Ten Hag. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As I mentioned earlier, 68.4% of you guys are not subscribed. Like the video as well, and share your thoughts on Rasmus Højlund, how you think he's going to do at AC Milan if he does go, and also how you think his Man United time went. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys most likely for the Arsenal game on Sunday.